Hey, also this is the lessons from Perdition event. This is a Fire Slayer event and Noble Killer. So this is my main Fire Slayer team. The hitting card is Blitzkrieg Beast. I don't really have anything better. It's not doing too bad though. I have a Fire Commander team as well that's okay. Then this experimental idea, which didn't really work in testing, but it's something you can try if you want to. You could also make a team based around the jailers using Arcane Killer and do decent damage with that. So here's the first team. Right, the first card is the Event Ultimate Form Fencing Fire Starters. This increases Fire Slayer attack and creates a few power gems. Unbound Warriors of Glory. A decent increase to Fire Slayer damage, plus has those revive skills as well. Legends Reborn, this card is essential. 550% damage increase to one card. Used to boost up Blitzkrieg Beasts. You can replace this with whatever your best hitting card is. This is 6 pink stars and 5 times awakened, which is why it's my hitting card, even though it's quite old. Doesn't have too many decent skills though, but does have decent stats. There's Star Fury Squadron. Again, increases Fire Slayer damage. And you can see a few other skills there. There we go. Alright, now for the relics. First relic here is an older beast relic that I put on the team. This is pretty much just my best relics. Second one here, another beast relic. Third one here, that's an immortal relic. Fourth one here, that's a noble relic to help break the shields. Then finally, another noble relic. There we go, that's what I'm using. Then for this team over here, it's just a Fire Commander team. Didn't do that much damage, but still worth talking through. First card is Arcane Masters, increases Fire Commander damage by 175%. Second card is Avenging Furies, gives a 200% damage buff to the next Fire Commander to use their battle skill. Can be used twice, can boost up itself. Fireborn Flora increases self-damage by a rather nice amount. That's why that's the hitting card for the team. Primetime Pros has an ambush skill for 320% damage. Otherwise it's 220%. Then finally Sentries of the Sands, 275% increase to Fire Commander damage. And then for the relics, just my best Fire Commander relics with enough to break the shields again. Here's a Chaotic relic. Then the next one here, a Beast relic. Next one here, an Arcane relic. Here's one of the Noble Shield Breaker relics. Then finally, the relic here breaks the rest of the shields. And finally, the alternative idea. You can make something based around this if you want to try a team that uses Area and Metaverse Masters. This is what the team looks like. First card is Blitzkrieg Beast. Again, Immortal Killer, 6 pink stars, 5 times awakened. You do need an Immortal Killer hitting card for this team. High Performance Unit Area to get supercharged up. Increases Immortal Killer attack by 2,500%. Fencing Fire Starters is on the team again. Bear in mind, having 2 attack boosts is probably not the best idea. Metaverse Masters, a 150% damage boost to any card. Then Legends Reborn with that essential 550% damage increase. So you could make a slight change to this team, and that would be to try a different Noble Killer card in the middle. This one isn't really the best option, I just brought it up as an example. It's a self-damage increasing card rather than a card that increases damage for all heroes. But if you don't want to use the Event Ultimate form, you can just swap the Noble Killer card around. Then for the relics, here's the first relic. This is a Beast relic. Second one here, Immortal relic. Third one here, that's one of the Noble relics to break the shields. That's an Immortal relic to help get Dark Gems up at the start. Then another noble relic here to finish breaking all of the shields. And there we go, that's the teams I have available for the event. So let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, so here's the actual event. It's just a normal event this time around. I have an Umbral boss up, and that's good for testing out my teams. Alright, so here we go, the Fire Slayer team. I don't think this is really strong enough to handle prismatics, but it should do okay on the Umbral. The Umbral has Pierce, and I believe the others have counter-attack as well. So let's give this a go anyway. Alright, here we go. So I think the activation order for this team should be something like 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1. Replacing Blitzkrieg Beasts with a better hitting card would improve the damage. That's the best hitting card I have, unfortunately. No real damage boost to it. Let's see, though, what sort of damage I could do anyway. There's nothing loose from the main match here, but the damage should still be reasonable with a bit of luck. Yeah, that wasn't a bad grid. Quite a few power gems loose. 229.1 Q, and that's killed the boss in one shot, which is pretty good going in all fairness. So I'm going to give my alternative team a go. I don't think this is going to work though, but I think it might be worth a try just for fun, see what it actually does. Alright, so on the first turn, I think match Fire Gems or use Metaverse Masters. I've not tried this team yet. Let's see what the board looks like. Right, I think match the Fire Gems like so, and then I'll try Metaverse Masters to get some Dark Gems on the board. Then 3, 4, 5, 1 looks like the best option. Let's try this out anyway. I've no idea if this is going to work or not, but I think it's worth a try. I don't think the damage will be exactly good though, unfortunately. If I don't try though, I'll never find out. So yeah, it's worth a go. I'm going to try this order. Let's see what happens. Then something like that. And then, well, that's not a bad board actually. Quite a lot loose. Blitzkrieg Beast damage is, yeah, 19.3 Q. It's nowhere near, even with a good board. It was worth a try though, I think. Alright, so I'll try the Commander team now. Hopefully it will do better than the experimental team. So I'm going left to right, I think, with this team. That looks like the best activation order. Let's see how the damage compares to my other teams. This should be okay. It's not going to be spectacular, but for the multi-bosses, it might make a reasonable option. Okay, so maybe activation order 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 with this team. Get a few more loose power gems than what I have here. Yeah, the damage is not exactly spectacular, so taking down part of an Umbral multi-boss with this team is never going to be easy. But it is what it is, though. I'll give it one more hit, then probably quit out. This Umbral multi-boss won't give me that many trophies anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I don't defeat it. But let's try a different activation order and see if the damage is any better or not. Here we go, something like this. Right, here we go. Better grid, but no ambush anymore, so we shall see what the damage is like. Yeah, 13.9 Q. Not too bad, I guess, but it is a commander deck. Right, I think we're done testing that team. I could also test my Water Slayer team, but since I don't have any decent Water Slayer Noble Killer cards, I can't see too much point in that. There we go, that's the team testing done anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and claim the event collection. Right, so this time around it's a Dragoon collection with some useful items for upgrading your Dragoons. There we go, that's what it is. Let's go ahead and claim all of this. There we go, that's that done. Nice. And I believe there were a few actual dragoons in there, but they're normally older ones. Yeah, that's a pretty old one. That's a very old one. Then we have support coins, specialization stones, treasure trove. There we go, that's done. Right, what is it this time around? Over to the leagues page. It's a... oh, Earth Warden. Right. Professor Thana, Corpse Binder, Defender Skill, Vessel, Dispel Chaos. Vessel isn't the most exciting Defender skill, if I'm being honest. Could be useful if you have some sort of mixed defense that requires a modern Earth Warden. That's what it is anyway. The artwork looks pretty cool on this card as well. Let's back out of here. Now to claim the random 6-star hero. Right, there we go. So let's go ahead and claim the support hero first. There we go, that's that done. And evolve it up to 6 stars. That shouldn't take too long. Alright, so let's go ahead and claim this. What am I going to get this time around? Well, we will find out. Okay, so I believe that was a very old main hero. One of the first decks from Generation 3, as far as I know. Let's have another look, or should I say a better look, at the event Ultimate form. Fencing Fire Starters is the event Ultimate form. Increases Fire Slayer attack rather than damage, so it's a bit of a strange one. Creates a few power gems. Doesn't really have too much else on the card though. A gem ban on Earth. You will all have to decide if this is the sort of deck you want to go for or not. Then if you were just to get one card, I'd recommend getting the one with the attack boost. Mage of Circling Swords. There we go, that's the one with the attack bonus. Doesn't have any power gem creation though. Does have the gem ban Earth. So this could be useful on its own just for the attack boost. Now what I'm going to do is have a look through the decks from the season and rate them from best to worst. So here are the decks from the season. My favourite deck is probably the Earth Slayer deck. If you have a look at this, it has a massive ambush damage boost, making it incredibly useful. Plus without ambush, the damage increase is still decent, so I'm putting this as the best deck from the season in my opinion. Right, and now for the second best deck. I'll put that as the Dark Commander deck. This is another strong deck. It has a decent increase to Dark Commander damage. You can see here, 285%. Upgrade plus a revive. A very strong deck. Definitely worthy of a second pick for those reasons. Then I think my third pick from the decks is the Light Commander deck here. A permanent increase to Light Commander damage with this card. You can see here the passive 180%. Has an upgrade, creates power gems, has a cleanse as well. So not a bad card at all in my opinion. Now for the fourth deck, it's sort of a toss-up, but I think I'm going to go with the Water Slayer deck. Even though the attack boost is lower than the Fire Slayer deck, it does have some other skills on the card, like the passive. You can see here, fully charges all water hero skills and cleanses enemy debuffs. So I think, yeah, it's close between the two decks, but I'm putting that as fourth. Then the Fire Slayer deck has to be my final pick. Weakest in the season. Not really much else on the card other than the attack boost and a few power gems, so that's why I'm putting it last. And there we go, I think that's hopefully fair. Hopefully you sort of agree with my order there. Anyway, I'm going to end the video at this point. I hope you found that interesting and helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen, plus a playlist, plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.